Charles Leclerc has come out and shut rumour churners up, clearing the air about his relationship with Carlos Sainz. But his boss, Frederic Vasseur, has dirtied up the air with his harsh criticism of the Monegasque driver. Let's take a look at the situation in today's video. Charles Leclerc is focused on sticking with Ferrari after 2024. His main goal is to snag a world championship with the Italian squad. The future for Leclerc, who's definitely one of the standout drivers on the grid, is a bit uncertain right now, considering he's in the second to last year of that 5-year contract he inked back in December 2019. Back in April, the Monegasque driver shut down those rumours that he was being considered to step into Lewis Hamilton's shoes at Mercedes come 2024. The buzz about him moving elsewhere was getting louder, and Ferrari's recent performance has only added more weight to that talk. Leclerc seemed like a real contender for the title last year, but some strategy blunders and a few hiccups from the drivers derailed the whole team's shot at the championship. In 2023, Ferrari hasn't been able to give the undefeated Red Bull squad a real run for their money. Although he's considered other options, Leclerc has been upfront about where he sees his future heading. He told Autosport that, "Of course, I think that every driver has considered their different options once they get the possibility, but I have a huge love of Ferrari, and my first target and my first dream is to become a world champion with Ferrari, more than anything else. So if there's a slight opportunity for it to happen, I will have no doubt about pushing to stay here at least." When asked when the contract talks will happen for him, Leclerc said, "I just think it is not probably the priority at the moment, not for me, but neither for the team. We're just focusing on what's really important now. It is to be as competitive as quickly as possible again, and then we'll see. But again, I love Ferrari and it feels like home." Leclerc's partner on the track, Carlos Sainz, is locked in until 2024 as well, but there hasn't been any news yet about extending his contract. Speaking of Sainz, he has been Leclerc's teammate for 3 seasons now, and each of them has claimed the Drivers' Championship once. They're both set to wrap up their contracts next year. While there have been some playful jabs over team radio between them during this season, this has stirred up some whispers of tension, but Leclerc was quick to brush that off. This season, things have gotten a bit tense on the Ferrari pit wall. Sainz has thrown out a few requests to pass his teammate in several instances, like in Austria and Belgium, where he seemed to have the edge in speed. But those requests were turned down, leading to some infamous moments. On the flip side, Leclerc faced some frustration in the early part of the season during the Australian race. He didn't get the tow in qualifying as the team had planned, which Sainz was supposed to provide. Instances like this have sparked theories that the two Ferrari teammates might not be as buddy-buddy as they seem. But, taking note of all the chatter going on, Leclerc wanted to clear the air on those rumours. He told motorsport.com, "I am quite active on social media, so I see what's been said all around. It's blown out of proportion, I think, with Carlos. We have a great relationship. Outside the car, we know how to work together, and we get on really well together because we share lots of interests. At the same time, there's a lot of competitiveness in between us two. But we are in Formula One, and I love the sport because there's competitiveness. I think it's great to have that." Things got a bit heated over the team radio during the British Grand Prix. Sainz made a move to overtake Leclerc on the track during qualifying, even though Leclerc was supposed to have priority. This led the driver from Monaco to sarcastically blurt out, "Nice, Carlos, nice. Good overtake in the last corner." When Sainz decided to back off before a lap and take matters into his own hands, his answer was, "It's a bit unfair what you're asking me to do there, sacrifice my tyre temperature. But anyway, whatever. Also, I am P4, he is P3. I am more at risk." Despite these occasional moments, Leclerc is adamant that such situations are par for the course, and he emphasises that the spotlight of driving for Ferrari amplifies the scrutiny that naturally comes with being in his position. He said, "Sometimes there's a bit of discussion over the radio on some situations, but it is just because we are competitive and we both want to do the absolute best result possible. These are things that are normal. I think it also comes with being a Ferrari driver and being under the spotlight, probably more often than others, but that's fine. In the end, within the team, we know that we have a good relationship and we are working towards the same goals. Charles Leclerc has also shared his thoughts on Ferrari's team principal, Frederic Vasseur, as he completes his first half season in the position. Vasseur came on board at Ferrari at the beginning of this season after transitioning from Alfa Romeo, taking over from Mattia Binotto. The French leader has found himself in a challenging spot at Ferrari, as the team has faced difficulties in terms of performance throughout the first half of the F1 season. Leclerc and Vasseur have a history of collaboration, dating back to Leclerc's victory in the 2016 GP3 Championship with Art Grand Prix, a team co-founded by Vasseur. This connection predates Leclerc's entry into Formula One with Sauber. With Vasseur leading the way for 12 Grand Prix races at Ferrari, Leclerc has praised the positive influence the Frenchman has brought to the team. He said, "He's adapting really well. I mean, Ferrari is definitely a different beast to Alfa Romeo. Many more people involved, a lot more pressure. But Fred straight away understood what were the areas where we should work on, and yes, he definitely makes a difference in a way that he's obviously working. I mean, everybody has his own way of working. I know Fred will work really well because we work together in the junior categories in Alfa Romeo, and he's slowly implementing these new mindsets, which I think is positive and will make a difference in the medium-long term. But it's also his first season within the team, so we need to give him time in order to see these changes take form on track." Unfortunately for Leclerc, it seems that his boss doesn't think as highly of him. In an interview where he shared his concerns about the current driver pairing, Frederic Vasseur called the Monegasque driver impulsive, while saying that he could do better than his current team and current drivers. While talking to Gazzetta dello Sport, the Ferrari team principal said, "You can always do better as a team and also as drivers. Charles didn't expect a season like this, and at the beginning he pushed more than he should. Now he seems to have digested the situation better. Carlos is very consistent, and for this reason he's a good reference for us." Throughout this season, there have been moments when Leclerc has expressed his frustration with the team's situation, along with certain strategic choices made by the pit wall. These instances of emotional expression over the team radio have left Vasseur less than impressed. As a character, Leclerc is impulsive. If something doesn't go well, he doesn't hold back. However, for his own good and that of the team, sometimes it's better to calm down before speaking. When it's hot, you don't have all the information you need to form a definitive judgment, and in front of an open microphone, it's better to take your time. He's always very fast, but this year, if you look at qualifying, Carlos was more up to it than in the past. Vasseur also didn't hold back in criticising the FIA, going so far as to call Red Bull's penalty last year for violating the cost cap a big joke. He firmly believes that the repercussions for Red Bull should have been much more severe, saying, "A penalty like last year really isn't severe. If it should be necessary again, such a penalty should be much heavier." You have to keep in mind that a technical advantage will translate into a sporting advantage. Therefore, the penalty should be sporting and not a fine. In soccer, if you use a hand, it's a penalty. They don't give you a non-sporting penalty. The deduction of 10% wind tunnel time is a big joke. They've already done most of the work by then. Ferrari's victory drought goes back to Austria last year, and their current standing in the Constructors' Championship places them at 4th, trailing behind Red Bull, Mercedes and Aston Martin. Hopefully the season break has been kind to them and they have a better second half compared to the first one. What will we see from Ferrari once the racing resumes in a little over a week's time? Tell us your predictions in the comment section down below. And, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thanks for watching.